What's up, guys? I'm back here at Volvo Cars in Fort Myers, Florida, and I have this 2020 Tesla Model Y. If this is your first time watching my channel, my name is Matt Samolski. I'm Matt the Car Guy, and this channel I do car reviews. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I started liking electric cars since the first review I did on Tesla Model S. And since then, I've been looking, I've been asking, I've been begging, and I couldn't find one. But now here it is, Tesla Model Y. That's not the current model year, it's not 2021, but there's really no differences. We're gonna take it off the tour of this vehicle. Exterior, interior, we're gonna check out what's going on inside, and trust me, there's tons of interesting features going on inside. And finally, I'm gonna take you on a spin with this car. So if you're ready, let's go. Well, guys, we're gonna start this review right in front of this vehicle, and you know, it's very simple, it's very minimalistic, if you will. There's nothing crazy going on in here. However, it's very stylish, it's very aerodynamic. It's got those LED lights, it's got the fog lights right at the bottom. It has a little bit of an air intake right at the bottom. Hopefully that is to cool the electric motor that's inside of it. And what else it does have? It does have a hood, or rather a frunk, which stands for front trunk. So let's check this out. Let's see if there's any space inside of it. All right, so let's see. It's open now. The way you open it, you actually push the button on the screen inside of the vehicle, and look at this. Does it have some room in here? Of course it does. It has enough room for your groceries. Well, if you're not like shopping for the whole week or the whole family, but it does have quite a bit of room in here. Nothing else in here other than your windshield washer reservoir in here, and close it up. See that Tesla logo right on it? That's the front of it. And so on the side, it is a crossover, definitely. It's actually the second sport utility or crossover from Tesla. First one was the Model X, and this is the Model Y, which X and Y, and then we have S and 3. If you flip the 3 around, what do you spell? Sexy, right? That's what they're going for. They're going for that stylish, sexy, cool look. A little bit of a joke in that too, but I love the design of it. It's very simple, okay? It's not a typical off-roader, okay? And it's not meant to be. You'd be surprised how well it performs on the road though, but we'll get to it here first. So first of all, nothing too crazy. It's got a little bit of a design element here, but that's not just a design element. There's a camera that's hidden right in here, okay? There's another camera that's hidden right in here. There's cameras right on top of the windshield, okay? And there's cameras in the back. So it's got cameras and sensors all over this car. That's what makes this vehicle different. That's what makes it so cool. As far as the design of it, you can see that this one, they changed because they used to have this chrome handles that would come out of the car if you get close to it. They don't do that, but you basically press it, and as you can see, the window's unlocked. I didn't really have to push it or anything like this. So the doors, okay, lock and unlock. And you know what, let me see if I have a key for this car. Oh, wait a minute, it's right here. Can I pay with that too? Pretty sure at some point, or for some services, you're going to be able to. I'll give you a close-up of it in just a little bit, but let's continue in here. Okay, nice sloped roof. Now the roof, we're going to look at it from the inside. It is an actual glass roof, so there's tons of light. It's nicely dimmed though, so it's a lot of light that's going inside this vehicle. It is a fixed roof, so it doesn't open, but it adds to the look of this car. Rear door the same way as the front door. You notice something? There is no fuel cap on either side. Guess what? It doesn't have an engine. It has the electric motors. It sits on 19-inch wheels. I like the design of it. They're simple. It's two-tone, a little bit of that gray with the aluminum color. Tesla logo right in the center cap. And well, let's check out the hatch. All right, so in the back here, very nice, very aerodynamic, slope down right here. It does have this kind of a built-in spoiler into this gate. The lights there are very similar to Model S and Model 3 as well. And it does have a little bit of this matte black trim right here, as you notice. Again, no exhaust, no gas caps, no nothing. Okay, this one is a dual motor one, which means it's a four-wheel drive car. And let's see how much room there is inside of this hatch right here, because this is the biggest difference between this and the Model 3 as far as roominess. Tons of room. Okay, guess what? I'm gonna fold the seats down. You do that by basically pressing the buttons right on the side here. It releases the seats. Now I have the passenger seat that's a little bit back, so it's not gonna fall down all the way. I'll help it a little bit. Let's check out how much room we have. Well, let's check out how much room there is inside of here. And I gotta tell you, with the seats folded down, it's got over 65, 66 cubic feet of storage. Tons of room. Nothing too crazy. The seats, as you can see, fold down 60, 40. So let's check out if it has enough room inside to fit a full-size adult, as I consider myself being. And wow. The more I get in this car, the more I want one. Plenty of headroom. I mean, I probably have about 4 inches of headroom, if not more. I have a couple inches in front of my knees before I would hit this. It feels comfortable. It feels very plain, but yet very cool at the same time. Come on in. Okay, so welcome to the interior. Okay, nice leather wrap. It's got this kind of Alcantara looking trim right here, piano black. The only buttons you have, this is basically your door handle. So you press this to unlock your door and you push it out. Okay, and your window control. Anything else in here? Okay, you have the USB-C ports right in the middle, and you do have your air vents. That's it. Now, okay, there's one more thing that's interesting about this. All 3 of those seats are heated seats. They all have their own heating elements. However, you can't turn them on in here. You have to turn them on up front. One other feature here. Check out this massive panoramic roof. Okay, it's basically a glass roof. It's awesome. It filters the light, but it also gives you the idea like you're almost outside. One last thing before we actually get in this car is I want to see if this has a sound. One last thing before we get in this car, I want to check out the sound of the closing door. Okay, now keep in mind, this is not metal, this is all plastic. So let's see if it's solid. Not as much, but okay, we'll see how it drives. As far as the interior, you know, we'll see if there's any noise coming through those doors right here. But all right guys, so let's check out the interior of this 2020 Tesla Model Y. I'm super excited. I've driven this car, you know, I played around with it, and you know, we're just gonna do a little bit at a time, because if I were to go through the entire command center right here, it would take forever, and I'm sure you don't want to listen to me for that long. So Tesla logo on the steering wheel. It's a multi-function steering wheel. Okay, you can control the volume in here, you can control the radio stations in here. You press that to mute it. Okay, as far as this button right here, you can record, you can voice control it. Okay, you can control the distance between, like your cruise control, you can control the distance between you and the car in front of you. And actually this happens to show you right here. See, it shortened the distance, 1 car length, 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, whatever you want, you know, as far as this control. And everything else is basically controlled through here. other than, you know, obviously you have to change your gears, so the gear shifter is just like on the Mercedes-Benz on the column right here, and you switch it the same way, up for reverse, down for drive. Okay, press the button to park, that's it. Okay, now you have your turn signals on the other side, and these are all of the manual controls. Everything here is basically electronic. So you can see this big picture of the car on the left hand side. Now you can see open by the front, which is the front trunk. You can open it. Okay, now it shows you that it's open, so before we actually get to drive it, I have to go and close it. You can lock this vehicle. Now the front is open, so I'll have to still get out and do it. Navigation. So if you look at this navigation system right here, you can see two different ways. You can have a regular map, or you can have a satellite screen, which is cool either way. And you can see, check out the lights, you can see the traffic, okay, on here. So this is pretty accurate, pretty detailed. At the bottom, bunch of shortcuts in here. I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm just going to show you what I think they're the coolest ones. Okay, first of all, camera. That's super important, and it's almost like looking at the movie. Okay, it's big, it's nice, it's very clear as far as if you want to look at it. Close the camera. Okay, let's see, there's a sub menu that comes up. Now I'm going to show you something. Don't laugh, or laugh, because this is what it's for. Look at the toy box. You have the toy box right here. Emissions. Okay, this is an emission station right here. You have a lot of farts in here. Yes, farts in the car. You can play it on turn signal. So if I turn the turn signal on, listen to this. How about that? How about playing a prank on someone? If you're on a date and you want to be romantic, you're sitting in the car, watching over the panorama of the city, you can get cozy with this fireplace. Hear that? Let's see. You want some music? Okay, we were able to check out that camera. Now, so what I'm telling you, that you're not going to get bored, even if you have to charge your car for a while. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. You can even draw stuff on here. Okay, you can erase it, you can draw it, clear it, you know, however you want to do it. Okay, and there's tons of cool and interesting features like this. And this is in the sub menu right here. Now, you can even watch a movie. If you have a subscription to any of those channels and you have a Wi-Fi in this car, you can go to Netflix, you can go Hulu, YouTube, Twitch, or you can watch Tesla tutorials just to learn of how this car operates. And trust me, you'll need that in many cases. Okay, as far as charging, this is going to tell you right now we're at 79% of battery. Camera, I already checked it out. Web, you can go online, and again, if you have a Wi-Fi connection in your car, so there's a web browser built in here, and everything else is here. So take a look. Seats heated in front. Where's the rear heated seats? Okay, we don't want to sign into Tesla account. Okay, you can select your temperature, you can select your fan speed. This is an interesting thing because you can check and see. When I was in the back, I told you that all of those seats in the back are heated. This is how you turn them on, basically. So somebody in the back would have to ask you politely, hopefully, to turn on their seat heaters. Other than that, they can't do it themselves. But that's your control for the entire climate control. So you can automatically use the climate control, okay, to be at 60 degrees. We're going to turn that off because that's going to be too loud. Okay, you can schedule. Okay, car will charge during off-peak hours and preconditioned by 8 a.m. let's say. So you set it up and the vehicle will precondition to whatever you want to make sure it's ready for you when you get in there in the morning, ready for work, so you don't have to be too warm or too cold inside of this vehicle. Okay, performance on this vehicle, well, let's see if it's going to show us as far as charging of what our range is. Okay, current charge, you can do scheduled charging or anything like this. 79%. Open charge ports, we already did that, so I actually have to close it. At the bottom here you see the radio is muted. You have your front windshield defogger, rear window defroster in here, and let's take a look at the settings for the vehicle. So tons of settings in here. Driving settings, display settings, autopilot. Autopilot, oh, here's the driving, because this is pretty cool. You can be in the chill mode, or you can be in the standard mode. Steering mode, you got comfort, standard, and sport. Regenerative braking, stopping mode, creep, roll, and hold. That's an interesting feature too. Okay, roll when pedals are released. Maximizes range by extending regenerative braking at lower speeds, and slowly move when pedals are released. So what happens? If you let go of a brake pedal, this vehicle will slowly move, okay, and or roll when pedals are released. I want to leave it at creep in here. Locks, key card. That's a thing that I wanted to show you. I showed you that from a distance, but this is your Tesla key. Okay, when you get in, all you have to do is basically place it somewhere here. Okay, it's gonna acknowledge it that the key card is here, and now it shows you of when was the last time that the key card was used. 422, I just used it. Okay, lights inside of the car, headlights on auto, front fog lights, dome lights, stuff like this. Display, you can set different settings, basically just like playing with your iPad. Driving, we looked at it. Autopilot, now I put them both on because I want to check out if this vehicle actually is going to be driving by itself, right? Navigation, okay, you can set up different settings for your navigation if you'd like to. Safety and security. And actually got two very interesting features. First of all, the vehicle has the dash cam that's equipped with. I'm not sure if this one has it, but I know that there's some other ones that have, because I can't turn this on. Maybe it needs to have a USB drive that's put in. But basically what it does is when you honk the horn, it will record the clip of what's going on in front of you, and it will save that to the USB stick. So if you're in trouble, honk the horn, it's gonna, save this clip, and you're gonna be able to use it whether, it's an accident or anything like this in there. Another interesting feature, which again, I can't activate it, it's all grayed out, so I'm not sure if it's the access that I have with the key that I was given, or if this vehicle just doesn't have it, is the Sentry mode. Sentry mode is very interesting. It's basically like an alarm system 2.0. So it will play loud music when the alarm is activated. Somebody getting close to the vehicles, around the vehicle, too close, while active, Sentry mode evaluates the risk of theft or vandalism and records video, activates visual and auditory alarms, and sends you mobile notification as necessary. So incredible. If somebody gets to your car, if somebody tries to steal something, not only was it going to start play loud music, blink lights, try to scare that person off, record them while they're committing that act, and send you a notification that something is going on. That is the future, my friends. Service, again, this is for your service, and you can update this Tesla if you'd like to. Now this is a used vehicle, it's got 5,300 miles. For some reason somebody replaced it with something else, I don't know what. But I'm really happy they did, because I have a chance to take it for a spin. And I hope that you'll go with me. Let's check out the rest of this interior really quick. Very minimalistic, very simple, elegant, and super different, which what makes this vehicle cool as well. You have your trim that closes right here, cup holders, Okay, you can open this. You can actually open this part right here as well. And then you have another storage compartment right in the middle. And that's the interior of it. I hope you're ready to go for a ride. I'm ready to take this vehicle for a spin. I'm really excited about it. I've driven it just, for a few miles before. I'm very impressed. Now, it says tap card and press brake to drive, so I have to, right now, it acknowledge that the card is in, so basically I can take it for a spin. A couple things that I want to do. First of all, it says that the trunk is open, so I have to get out and actually close it. Alright, the trunk is closed. Let's talk a little bit about the performance of this vehicle. This is a long range, okay? At the year when they released this car, 2020, they had the long range and then they had the performance vehicle. Since then, they added another lower end model, which is a two-wheel drive, and it's a shorter range. So the long range, what does it mean? It has, as far as horsepower, 384 horsepower, okay? And 375 pound-feet of torque, one speed, but very fast speed, automatic transmission, and this car will get you from 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds, according to Tesla. Now, as far as the performance model, right, so if this was the performance model, the horsepower would be 456, and that would take this car from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now, that's definitely in the sports car category, definitely something that a lot of people don't expect out of the regular, or not regular, but electric vehicle. Everybody thinks electric vehicle mostly as a environmental vehicles, no emissions other than those little farts in the screen right here, but very few people realize that the performance of those cars is incredible. It's amazing because you get that horsepower, you get that torque right away with the push of the gas pedal right there. So I'm excited to take it for a spin. I'm excited to take you on the ride with me. So let's go. Before we do that, let's check out a couple things with this. First thing that we're going to check out is going to be the rear view camera. And okay, we'll switch it to reverse. It says tap key, so I guess it basically times out. We're going to do that. The key. I'm going to tap it right here. Now it's on. Now I can put it in reverse. Everything is locked and loaded. Put it in reverse. Let's see, this little vehicle shows up right here. The cameras, all the cameras are on. You can see that I even have the brake light on. I release the brake and I go in the reverse. It's a very nice rear view camera. It doesn't have the top view, which I'm kind of surprised. Maybe it's an option on some other ones, but it actually fits right in those lines perfectly. Let's see if it makes any noises while we back it up right here. No noises, just basically be careful, but I'm sure there's a setting for that as well. So the second thing that I want to do is I want to actually turn it around 360 degrees. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this. As soon as I press the brake pedal, these little lights on this car go on too. What about the turn signals? Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Oh, so my car is still, okay, stop. My car is still farting for me. Oh, let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it on for somebody that's going to be actually doing that when they're driving. So let's see how much room there is to turn this thing around. Okay, turn the wheels all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just a little bit. So I gotta tell you, the turning diameter might be a little bit less, a little bit worse than some of the other mid-size or smaller mid-size crossovers. I'm ready to take it on the road. I'm really excited because the performance of this vehicle, the quietness, the ride of it so far, a-okay. We're going to see if the car can actually drive itself. Although it's said that it's designed to drive itself on the divided highway. Okay, let's see how it accepts. Wow. And you can't hear anything. And you can't hear anything. That is unbelievable what those cars do. 4.8 seconds, that's faster than a lot of performance vehicles. It's quiet. Very impressive. One other thing, take a look at the screen right here. In the screen right here, it shows you not only the car that I'm driving, it also shows you everything else that's happening on the expressway. Okay, now we're coming up to a car. Now there's a car in front. There's a pickup truck, which shows a pickup truck. It doesn't show that it has a trailer on it. It does have a trailer on it. And it has a smaller vehicle. And it has a truck right there. So those sensors kind of cannot decide what they're doing. It could be a little bit overwhelming if you're looking at this screen to see if it's really true of what's going on in real life. How do I put it in the autopilot? Well, I don't want to open the glove box. Why would you put the glove box on the same screen as autopilot? Well, I would definitely, so this is AutoSteer full self-driving. Actually, if I didn't brake, I would hit this car in front of me, so I don't think that this is engaged yet. There's so many features on this car that would take quite a bit to figure out. So I hope you're enjoying the silence because there's nothing to hear here. Here. As it starts moving, as it starts going, you can see your car and the rest of the vehicles. You can see the lights. Right now it says it's got the green and then the red turn signals, which is true. And the acceleration is instant. I mean, you get to speed in no time. What I want to do is turn around and see if we can see the acceleration. It doesn't sound like that autopilot is turned on. Doesn't look like that autopilot is turned on. So I'm not going to play around with it. However, okay, so let's turn around and now let's hit it. It's like a fighter jet. My gosh, this is almost dangerous to drive, but it's unbelievable. And the thing is, you can't hear any noises. So I'm very excited about this car. I like it. I think, you know, as far as the price of this vehicle, I don't know what exactly the price for this vehicle was, but you know, it's right now the base model starts in the 40s, which is very much in line with some of the non-electric competition, which, by the way, a non-electric competition would be like BMW X3 or Mercedes-Benz GLC. So those are, you know, 40 to 50 some thousand dollars. Now this one, it's the long range was, you know, probably in the mid to high 50s when it was brand new, and then the performance one was 60 to 70, I would say, somewhere in that range. Which means that still at $70,000 for a vehicle like this, which has 3.5 seconds 0 to 60, it's definitely not out of this world. Now, of course, you have the Model X with the X wings, with the big doors that open up like the gull wings basically on the vehicle, and you know, those starting point is somewhere in the 80s, and they you can top off and you know, well over $100,000. I will give this vehicle a huge thumbs up, guys. I really like it. I really enjoyed driving it. And if you like watching videos like this, if you like listening to me talk about vehicles, please hit subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.